Well, I think like most people who are in the disability field, most people who are involved in assistive technology have got some kind of family connection. And it's the same for me. When I was, I think about 10 or 12 years old, my dad had a pretty bad stroke and lost the ability to speak, and his right side became immobile, and so I was pretty interested in disabilities from a young age, and always wanted to do something to try to help my dad, and so that's how I kind of ended up doing what I'm doing. My younger sister got into psychology and computing, and she helped me develop some of our early day stuff as well. So yeah, family connection.
Okay. How about assistive technology? How did you get so deeply into that?
I'm a geek, and I got a computer when I was 12, and I've been writing programs to do things since that age. And I always wanted to work for someone else. I never wanted to work for anyone else. I always wanted to work for myself. And I started a little company doing. Originally, it hadn't been my intent to do assistive technology, but I started a little company doing multimedia and bits of software development. And one of my customers was a hospital, and I was doing a presentation for this hospital, and I put some text-to-speech in it just to kind of liven it up. And one of the people who I was showing it to happened to run the speech therapy department, and he said, "Oh, you're wasting your time doing this. You should come and see our speech therapy department and look at some of the things that we have, because this would be really useful." And I went and saw the speech therapy department and saw some of the assistive technology that they had, and it was, I thought, pretty crappy. I thought I could do a much better job. And I went back to my office that day and thought, oh my goodness, I could do all this stuff, and made a couple of little prototypes. This was in DOS, where the Windows hadn't happened, and we took some of the samples back a couple of weeks later, and they said, oh yeah, this is great, this is going in the right direction. And then we started looking at what things we could do, and we made a very simple talking word processor, and we made an on-screen keyboard and a single switch keyboard and a single switch word processor. We made just a whole bunch of stuff. Right. And gradually, as my dad staged a really gradual recovery from a stroke, and he got, as his cognitive impairment grew less, we changed our software to be not so profound, and we kind of moved gradually into kind of just more learning difficulties and so on. So that's it in a nutshell. That's a very, very abbreviated version of it.